Okay, the connection's pretty bad, but I think I'm just gonna have to go for it.
Yeah.
Should we do the same like high energy?
Wait, high energy intro.
Are we gonna do it or not?
It's up to you, boy.
I think we should because it's really easy to come out of the theme song if we're all doing that. I could just merge it straight out.
Well, I'm gonna be stupidly high energy then, if that's the case.
How
Right.
high energy are we looking at? Like,
Well, you heard the last podcast, did you?
yeah, I did. I listened to the whole thing, but is it like we've just like I don't know?
It's like 6 out of 10, maybe. If
Yeah.
10 is the most excited you've ever been.
Rock a solid 6, mate.
Excited, what's excited?
Right. So let's just like make high energy noises then.
Woo! Yeah! Woo! Gary, you're not...
Alright, that's enough
Right.
of that. Okay, hello and welcome to the Last Live Club podcast, episode 1. The last one was pilot and it's been struck off the record because it was, I don't know, not so great in places. I'm Oliver, your host for today's show, and we're going to get to everyone else in a minute. But first of all, I'd like to say thank you to all the last episode listeners for sticking with us through thick and thin. This one should be a lot better as we've all got like new gear and new mics and new energy. And also we got a lot of interest as well, which is always good. Like a lot more than I thought we were going to get. On today's episode, we have a human, Gary.
Oh, I'm a human person, yeah? My name's Gary. I play video games, like the rest of us also do on this podcast.
And you're doing alright as well.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to brag, but yeah, I'm doing okay.
Good, that's good. We also have Chris.
Hello! I'm carrying on the high energy thing. Yeah, I'm Chris. Also play video games. Have done pretty much all my life. I don't know whether that gives me any authority to actually talk about them, but I'm going to anyway.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I'd say. Yeah, I mean, you're doing it, so...
Well, that's...
So there we go. We also have Tess.
Yeah, I'm Tess. I've got more authority than Chris to talk about video games. I've been playing them as well. That's about it, really.
Alright, fair enough. And obviously me as well. I've always been playing video games. I've actually made a video game. I made a video game once with Chris, which he forgot about. So...
We made a few, actually, didn't we?
We did, yeah. We've got pretty good authority. Also, we run a video game website, so obviously we have authority to talk about video games if we want. Yeah. we run something.
We're already doing it, so...
Yeah,
this is happening. This is reality. Live with it.
Come and stop.
We'll definitely, we run something, and we have fans as well. So I'd say,
yeah,
we have people that keep coming back, whether or not they're fans. Right. So yeah, what has everyone been playing? I know that Chris has got Owlboy, but I think we're going to come back to that later before you jump in and say that you've been playing that.
Yeah.
Robbed you. Straight away robbed you.
I have been playing
kind of
that,
already.
We'll get.
Didn't want him to drop in it.
Yeah, I've only been playing that for like a couple hours because I literally got it today. But before that, I've been playing a ton of a game called Ultimate Chicken Horse. I played a bit with you, Ollie.
Yeah.
I've been playing a
I
ton
played that, yeah.
outside of that. It's well fun. Have you guys seen it or heard of it at all?
I have seen it in action, and it looks pretty damn cool. If you like kind of competitive, platformy kind of action.
What is it?
If you don't know what it is, Chris, can you just quickly say what it actually is?
Yeah, it's so it's essentially like a half co-op, half competitive platformer. You have a stage, you have a start point and an end point. When you start the level, you get a box of goodies, and you all get a chance to try and pick up either a platform or what's the word I'm looking for? Something to get in your way.
Like a hazard. Or something.
Yeah, exactly that. And then you can place them down on a level that's like split into a bit of a grid, and then you can use those to try and get from the start point to the end point. But if you all finish, nobody gets points. If nobody finishes, nobody gets points. So you have to make it hard enough that your mates can't do it, but easy enough that you can. And then the aim is to get from start to finish like 5 times. You can change the settings, but you get like a point for a win, and then you get more points for hitting other people with your hazards and stuff like that. And it's so fun. You can make some ridiculous levels.
Yeah, we had a pretty good time playing it, but it did kind of boil down to just... When me and you were playing, we were very evenly matched, and it came like boiled down to just putting all the hazards in a big ball directly in front of the exit.
Well, I mean, if you want to go the other direction, you can put them all right in front of the start and just make it a nightmare.
and then just never finish.
Yeah.
And then that'll be it. Okay, cool, fair enough. And it's on PC, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it coming to anything else?
I'm not sure if it's coming to anything else at the minute. It's early access on PC, so it's probably not going to do that for a while if it does.
Early access is getting pretty good though. Like it felt like it was finished. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a bit jank. There's some stuff that breaks in places, and you can like accidentally pick up like 2 of the same item if you're like too quick. So it's a bit broken in places, but it's good. It's doing really well.
Fair enough. Gary, what have you been playing?
Recently, I had a conversation with Oliver, and like a buffoon, he said that he didn't really like Tomb Raider. So
Yeah, I don't really like it.
You don't really like Tomb Raider.
yeah, he said he didn't like it, the rebooted one, even though he likes Uncharted. But regardless, so that prompted me to be like, I like Tomb Raider. So I got Rise of the Tomb Raider. I'm only like 25% of the way through it, but man, I freaking love that game. I recently just did like the Baba Yaga DLC, which it's like, I like DLC which can kind of slot into the game seamlessly, and that's what it was. It just felt like a kind of extended, more elaborate kind of side quest with kind of Scarecrow style kind of trippy stuff, which is always fun.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, man, it's just so good, man. It just feels like you're on an adventure, and it feels very cinematic. And I just like the way it plays as well. And there's something about that.
Well, I had no problem with like how the first one played. I just thought it was a bit stupid, really. Like, I took itself a bit too seriously.
You're a bit stupid, mate.
I am a bit stupid.
But yeah, there was that disconnect between like, oh my god, I'm so vulnerable, but I'm gonna murder all these people.
Yeah.
I think you just got to take it with a pinch of salt. I mean, that's just the dance the video games, go through of just like, we'll have a gameplay section and then we've got a storyline. And
No, that's fair enough.
sometimes there's a disconnect.
I think if you've played Uncharted as well, it kind of ruins your perception of Tomb Raider a little bit. Because Uncharted doesn't take itself seriously. Not at all, because it's an Naughty Dog game, so you don't expect it to. You know what I mean? And Tomb Raider is completely different in that vein.
Yeah, like Uncharted's always kind of like winking and like giggling.
Yeah.
Wink and giggles, mate.
Tomb Raider's just like she's getting stabbed and like
Brutal
like,
violence porn everywhere.
Yeah,
But it got to the
exactly.
point where like stuff was happening in that game. Like in the first one, there's a bit when a plane crashes, and like it was going on so long that I just picked up my phone because I was like watching like, oh, she fell down a hill, she got stuck in a tree, oh, the plane's coming after her, and I was like, can you just like, there's enough now. Enough bad things have happened.
I think they did try and give a bit more agency to her. Less bad things happen to her. She is a bit more in control of herself, and there's less push the analog stick forwards to get through the sequence. There's a lot more kind of platforming or stuff to like kind of mix it up. But yeah, man, I just super like it, and the graphics on it are insane. Like when you have it on a PC and you really bump it up, it's like, my gosh, this game looks so pretty. Like holy crap. But
She got like real hair again. That's like.
Yeah, man, and it does work as well. It like blows around the wind. It's just like, oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, that holding up to finish the game. Like my little brother I invited him round and he played Uncharted 4. He'd never played it before or any of them. And he was like, "Oh, this game just plays itself. All you have to do is hold up." And then he died about 10 times in a row. He was just like walking into gunfire and like not shooting enemies. I was just like, "Mate, just play it properly. Just turn it off. Like, why would you do that?"
Or he just didn't press up at the right time. So.
Or that could be that. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, moving on. Tess, what have you been playing?
I've literally played. I wrote about it the other day, and I'm on this massive Titanfall hype. So, I mean, it's incredible. I can't even begin to explain how good it is. I mean, after weeks of just playing Destiny non-stop, after slagging it off like nobody's business. Yeah, we shouldn't go into that. Yeah. Yeah, I've just played Titanfall, played through the campaign in about 6 hours, started it again, played loads of multiplayer. It's the first game with a story, and I couldn't really ask for much more. Did any of you play Titanfall, or just sort of...
No.
We did that.
I kind of gave the first one a miss because I knew it didn't have like a campaign thing, and I'm not too up on kind of FPSs, but like I watched a load of Titanfall 2 stuff this weekend because I was like, I want to get a new game. I don't know what it is, and then I ended up watching a load of Titanfall 2's like story, and it did look really inventive. I mean, I know that people sometimes say that they're a bit predictable kind of FPS campaigns, but it looked like it was very inventive, and it was like doing a lot of things, and like, the platforming and stuff. I was just like, man, it's got a lot of variety to it, but.
Yeah, I heard it's like the Mario Galaxy of shooters, someone called it.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, it's like I said, I've been playing a lot of Destiny, and it's basically COD in space with robots. But I don't know. I'm completely and utterly in love with it, and I can't. I'm just.
Well, you did put it into words.
I
Because you
did,
review it.
yeah. It took me about 6 hours of writing "Oh my God" repeatedly. Like,
We've got to rein this in at some point.
Well, we're not going to spoil the review score. 'Cause it's on the
no,
site.
yeah.
So we'll keep
Yeah.
that to ourselves.
As if I haven't given away how much I love it already.
The controls are what make it, because like tight controls in an FPS are what make it. And Titanfall 2 apparently has that in spades. It's like on the ground, you feel nimble, you feel agile, and you can do all the platforming stuff. And then they've got that kind of switch it up to the mech, and you've got that different feeling too. And I just
No, yeah, I was just going to say, you feel like a tank with legs, which is effectively what you are, you know? But, yeah.
That's good, because I was kind of worried it was going to be like just a big man. It would just feel like a big man, do you know what I mean?
what on earth have you been playing?
I've been playing Animal Crossing.
Huh. Is this related to today's direct, perchance?
It actually is, mate.
Elaborate.
Mate, it's amazing. The new update, they totally downplayed it in the direct, but like, it's legitimately a game changer. Like, if you can nuke your town and start again.
I mean,
in
that does seem like a change of the game, definitely.
Well, this is it. So it's like starting a new game, but you get money depending on how good your town was before.
Oh mate, Tom Nook's getting it in.
Oh, so you
Well,
get
he's giving it out.
like a boost to the start of your next town.
Yeah, so like the one in the demo was 15 million bells. So you could literally rebuild your town exactly as you wanted it
That's
from the start.
pretty cool. Makes me almost want to get a 3DS so that I can get New Leaf.
Yeah, and they glossed over it in the direct like it was nothing, but it's literally like the biggest feature. They were like bigging up the amiibo stuff, but you don't actually need amiibo to do it because you can use play coins to do the same thing.
Oh,
What's
really?
It's a play coin.
It's when you have your 3DS on you and you walk around, you can generate coins.
It's Nintendo's Eradicate Fat scheme.
Yeah, basically. And it's only 2 play coins per what would be an amiibo.
Bargain.
So it actually is a bargain. So I was playing first of all, I bought a fortune cookie for 2 play coins, and normally they have like Nintendo related items in. And my first one had the Wii U in it, which is one of the new items.
Gosh, mate.
And then using that, you can play a new game called Desert Island Escape, which is like actually really good.
What
Like,
do you do?
it's
What's the idea? What's the premise?
It's like a strategy game.
Oh right,
and
well,
it's
like
got-
Civ in Animal Crossing.
Oh, actually, you'd be surprised because it's on a hexagonal grid.
Oh, Sid Meier's sneaking his way in.
So it is a bit like Civ. And well, that's the only comparison.
on a purely surface level, it is just like Civ.
And you can hire animals to like survive with you on this desert island.
You can
So I hired like
Wow.
I hired a duck who's like stealthy. That's and a dog that can like sniff out items so he can find stuff. Anyway, basically what you're trying to do is make a raft so that you can escape the island, but you have to do it in 7 days, a bit like Pikmin.
Oh, right.
And you can only move a certain amount of hexagonal spaces a day. So everyone can move wherever they want, and at the end of the day you choose one of them to set up tent, and then they all go to sleep on that one and it goes the next day. But you have like a nutritional meter, and like you can craft like weapons and tools and stuff. It's amazing.
So,
It's like Rust mixed with Civ, like it.
so if you don't make it off the island, do you end up eating each other?
Well, in my version we did, yeah,
Ah.
because I didn't make it off. So you just kind of like lay around looking pretty bored, and it's just like, oh, you failed. But like I failed on the first stage, so it's pretty hard as well. After that one, I'm very stupid.
Yeah, I mean, you think it was Civ, so.
I played. It's got 30 stages, and I couldn't be the first one. And the other thing is, there's like a puzzle mode that you can get if you get an in-game 3DS. Basically, the direct is 20 minutes long, but it's a massive improvement over the original. And the RVs, you like scan an amiibo, and a villager will come visit your town, and then inside their RV you can buy the stuff. And it's all new stuff, like everything in their RV is new. But you don't have to scan an amiibo because one villager will drive by every day anyway.
Drive by?
So,
Whoa.
he will drive by, yeah, shooting out the window. So yeah, it's amazing. I can't believe how good it is. Like, and in the direct they were just like, yeah, they were like, well, it's worth it without amiibo, I guess. Like they literally made a joke out of it being like sort of worth it without amiibo, but it's great. I think they just want to move all their like unused amiibo stock.
Yeah. But I like Amiibo, and if I had it, I probably would swap them in all the games. So it definitely works, because I mean, Amiibos are just a thing that people have got now. So it's like, well, why wouldn't I scan this in?
Yeah.
Well, the Amiibo cards work with it as well, isn't it? They're new, but you can't see which ones you're buying when you buy those, which is a fucking which is an epic joke.
It's alright.
I'll cut it out in post. It's alright. I'll cut that out in post.
A bit passionate about Amiibo cards.
Amiibo cards. Right. Okay. So, does anyone want to talk about anything else they've been playing at all?
I mean, played a crap ton of Overwatch during that Halloween update, but that is gone. It's a thing of the past. But I got the Mercy skin and the Junkrat skin, so I'm happy. But please do more of the kind of survival horde mode. That would be very cool. Very cool.
So that Mercy skin, is that one where she's dressed as a witch?
She's dressed as a witch, yes.
And everyone loved it, didn't they?
Oh, I did.
That's all I could say. Is loved it.
Understatement of the century.
Right, okay, I'm going to move on then. So what we did is we all picked a news story from the last 10 days to talk about, because that was the last recording. I think I might be repeating myself here because we had a bit of a technical issue, but basically we're recording on Wednesday, and it's not going up till Friday, so obviously there's a couple of days we're going to miss. But yeah, since the last recording, the Wii was discontinued. Tess, you want to take us away with that?
Well, you wrote about it already, Ollie, but I had a look into it today because I've got a Wii U. I think, have we all got Wii U's? Is that all of us? Or
I do,
not?
and I love mine.
Yeah.
I'm the only one here without one.
You played mine though a lot. When we lived together, you used to play
Switch,
mine.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, I play a lot of Wii U. I will probably get one as well. Well, I was thinking about getting one until the Switch got announced, so now I'm probably going to get a Switch. But
Yeah.
I mean, I've only had the Wii for like a year now or something. It came out in 2012, so it's been going for 4 years. And it's probably the best console I own. That might be a that might be a really bold statement to make, but it's pretty great. The games on it are a bit limited, but then you don't buy a Wii to get a vast selection of third-party supported games, do you? You know, you get it for the Nintendo exclusives, and the emulation on it is absolutely awesome, because you don't have to try and wire in your old television with your N64 and then blow the cartridge out and then switch the channel and all that rubbish that comes with that. But it's their most poorly performing console they've ever made, Nintendo, which is a real shame. So I actually had a look into the figures, and it's also within the last sort of 4 years or something. They've only sold the 12.8 million units, and that's a tenth of what the Wii sold.
Oh man, that is bad, isn't it?
Isn't it? It's ridiculous. They're still making the Wii Mini in Europe. They're still producing it. So the minimum amount of time that Nintendo's produced a console for is 7 years. So
wow, so change from the norm.
Yeah, massive change from the norm. But I guess what they're doing is cutting their losses and moving on to the Switch and trying to change their image.
They've got a hell of a lot of positive buzz going for the Switch as well, and obviously the Wii U underperformed as much as we loved it, and I love mine. I think if you knew what it was going into it, I think you got a massive kick out of it. But yeah, I can completely understand the decision. But yeah, as I say, it is shocking, 10th of the sales of the Wii, and to ditch it so fast is crazy. But
they are sort of like, as much as they're stepping away from the Wii U, they are sort of doubling down on the idea though of being like the big game, like clumsy gamepad. They've literally just made it again and brought it out again. But it's going to be much better. I think it's going to be better. I'm not a Switch hater. It's going to be amazing. But it's like, it is sort of like they've gone ahead with the like crap tablet approach and it's failed, and they've just gone, well, let's just do it again.
Well, yeah, and I think I might have mentioned this before as well, but kind of not, because they went, let's do more of this tablet type stuff. But if you're meant to be able to play the game while it's docked and while it's not, I don't see how they're going to make any like real use of the touchpad.
Apparently they're going to do using an IR sensor, but you can imagine how comfortable that is, just having to waggle that around the front room. Like,
but then you wouldn't be able to use the screen while you're playing with it docked, because the screen will be in the dock, right?
Yeah,
So
Literally, they're just trying to replicate that touch by using the sensors, but not an ideal solution.
The thing I think about the Wii U touchpad thing, I don't think it was at all marketed properly. Because before I got one, I had no idea what the bloody point of it was. You know what I mean? And it's not great, and it doesn't make a big difference. I mean, the best thing about the Wii U is definitely the games on it and the backwards compatibility. But it isn't what I thought it was, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can completely agree. Like, usually Nintendo tailor their games towards using all the functionality. You get things like Phantom Hourglass, where you're printing like the screens on the DS when you close it. But in the end, they were really not playing into that touchscreen functionality. It was very much just like, we've also got a touchscreen too, which you can organise your inventory on. It's just like, that's about it. So, you know, you can kind of tell they're going towards it. But
yeah, like even all of the big Wii U games just don't really make use of the second screen. Like Mario Kart just shows a map which you can get on the TV.
yeah.
Donkey Kong Country Returns shows the same thing on both. 3D World shows the same thing on both. Smash Brothers shows the same thing on both. Like, it has that option.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's got health bars, but they're on the TV anyway. So it's literally like they don't even know what they're doing with it.
Mario Maker was probably the one that made the most use of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, don't worry. As soon as they got the remote off-screen kind of thing of like playing your lap and not having it on the TV, as soon as that got big, it immediately precluded the whole kind of using touchscreen stuff, because they saw how popular it was. You can't use a touchscreen while you're using it, so immediately that's kind of negated. So it's kind of like hoisted by its own petard kind of thing. Yes.
Alright, okay, well that actually goes quite well into our next little thing, which is what on the Nintendo Switch do we actually know?
Yeah.
Now a little bit of time has passed.
I mean, it has come to light that it is, a 6.5-inch multi-touch screen, and it's going to have an IR sensor in the handle so they can kind of replicate the touch stuff, as I pointed to before. And the big thing for me, no backwards compatibility, which makes the Wii U being discounted all the more kind of prominent. So, like, buy your old Wii U's now and just grab a horde of games and just keep them, because no backwards compatibility is a massive shame. Like, I was screaming about it, like, in the last episode of, like, how great it was. Like, I can play on the Wii U games. I've got a catalog already. Now I look like a right old plum. Now. But yeah, no, it is a massive shame about the lack of backwards compatibility, but the multi-touch screen and the touch screen is a huge thing, because not touched upon once in the little trailer. So it's super good that that's there, and then that opens up the whole idea of porting games over from the Wii U. We already know that Mario Kart's going to be there. They got like a super version of that. So yeah, man, it's intriguing to know that they're doing that, and just can't wait for January. But yeah, what do you guys think about the whole kind of touchscreen issue? Like, does that kind of bring it into you now? Now you know that there's the idea of Wii U games like being ported across, kind of thing.
Well, there is going to be a touchscreen, right?
Yeah, there is a touchscreen apparently. I mean, none of this is officially confirmed, but yeah, it's pretty standard.
Well, I think it's good because there's loads of really good Wii U games that nobody played. So
the idea of up-resing and stuff and getting on there as well.
Yeah, that's what the little dock's meant to do, isn't it? It turns out that it's going to like overclock it or like overpower it or something.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. That's I don't know. I mean, I don't. My uncle works at Nintendo, but it doesn't tell me too much stuff.
The general thinking among people that spend like way too long looking at like technical white papers is that it'll have like a fixed amount of power, like graphical power, but then when it's removed from a power source, like i.e. when it's on battery, it will go into like a low power mode like laptops do, where it's like underclocked a bit so that it's not doing quite as much work, which to sort of help save battery life, I assume. But I mean, whether that's actually what it will do or not is not totally confirmed, but it seems most likely given how like technology works.
Or maybe that rumour of the battery only being 3 hours is if you have it on full power while unplugged.
Well, that's
3
the other
hours.
one. Yeah, but that's the other one. Will you have control over, like, do I want more battery life or more graphical power while I'm on the go?
Exactly, ratchet down my frame rate so I can play a bit longer. Are they going to do that? Like, it brings up a whole kind of mess, but you know, the prominent, like, this is a console first kind of marketing on that website, and you know, people, you know, randomly pulling out numbers of 3 hours is like, a lot of this needs to be cleared up because it changes a lot of perception if this is actually a handheld you can play big games on, or vice versa.
Yeah, I don't know if that chip is even going to be able to produce the Wii U's graphics. I don't really know.
Oh no, I think it would be able to. Yeah.
So why is the Wii U so big? I don't know anything about this, so it's the Wii U, if that thing can do the same thing as the Wii U, why is the Wii U the size it is?
I mean, partially because the Wii U was a lot cheaper.
I mean, it's older
as in,
as well.
yeah, and it's older, so technology has progressed.
Because isn't it the Shield, the chips from the Nvidia Shield, right?
Well,
It's based on it,
yeah,
but it's not it strictly. But even just
Right.
the leaps that they've made with Shield technology and Nvidia kind of mobile chips have been coming up in leaps and bounds over the last few years. And the Nintendo Wii U was a very bespoke thing, designed to have some very, at the time, different stuff. I mean, nothing had that kind of touchscreen kind of standalone controller kind of thing before. So
Yeah.
I mean, different times and perception.
Did any of you guys see the that mock-up someone did of the screen was sideways and the control pads were attached to the sides of it? So it was like a 3DS. Because it had it was like a tall screen.
I did not see that. I just wonder how the stuff would clip onto the side, if that would be possible.
No, probably not. But it'd be pretty cool because they just doubled down on Animal Crossing, and it's going to be a shame if they're just well, there's no compatibility, there's no way to connect it, or.
I think they mentioned sort of recently that they're keeping the 3DS line around, they expect the two to coexist.
Yeah, it was the 84 podcast said that they were doubling down on it to be a kids thing, with the 2DS coming out and because they're the Switch, they can't. It's just gonna smash if you give it to a kid. If it's a big pane of glass and they're just carrying it around like that, and it could just slide out the gamepad and just smash on the floor. So the 2DS is meant to be coming back in full force, extra chunky.
They'd be silly to get rid of the 3D line though. A 3DS even, 3D. I think it's got too big an audience, and I think people that aren't gonna pay out the money for the Switch, which I believe correct me if I'm wrong, they've announced is going to be priced as a premium console.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they'd be silly to get rid of the 3DS when it's so accessible.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Plus, it's got the 3DS back catalogue and the DS back catalogue as well. I mean, it's got the kind of the network online hooks. Plus, the 2DS is a nice, robust little handheld that you can give to a kid. Removing that and taking that out of the market removes that kind of lower level of the kind of original Game Boy market of give it to a kid. It's a big old blocky thing, go around with it. It's fine. So I think getting rid of the 3DS would be crazy. So yeah. And this is a weird thing, this is tangential, but on Pokemon Sun and Moon at the end of the trailer, they didn't have a Nintendo 3DS symbol. It was just a Nintendo kind of it was the four face buttons kind of thing. It was almost just oh, this is 3DS, this is Nintendo. So I just wonder if that's anything.
Switch. Pokemon Switch, you heard it here first. Alright, okay, speaking of switching gears now. So that we can go to Chris. Don't groan at me. So we can go to Chris so we can talk about Owlboy, which I don't think anyone really knows anything about.
Oh wow! I had a brief chat with Gary about it, and he's been quite excited. I've been so excited for this game, man. I'm such a sucker for sort of really well done pixel art. I don't know why. It just speaks to me right into my soul, and I have just an immediate emotional response to this game. I've only played it for about 2.5-3 hours so far. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. I mean, if you haven't heard of it, it's this game that was announced as in development from 2007. So it's sort of been in development for 8.5-9 years now.
Crazy, isn't it?
It's been so long, and we've been seeing updates and demos along the way, and then we heard nothing for a while, and then there was an announcement at PAX 2013. Everybody just lost their minds, and then there was an announcement at PAX 2016, which announced the release date, and everybody collectively passed out. It's been ridiculous, but so far really, really fun, and it's doing so well across the board. It's Metacritic's got it at 89, Open Review at 90. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves it because it speaks to a lot of retro stuff, but it's super well polished. It's
So is it like an open world game, or is it like levels?
It's a bit of both. So you have a big open area that you can travel through, but it's sort of obvious when you step into a location that it's like, oh, so this is kind of a distinct set of puzzles in this area, like Zelda dungeons almost.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's it sort of works like that essentially. But some of the mechanics that it uses are really cool, even if sometimes it doesn't necessarily use them in the most inventive ways it can. But then I've only played it for a couple hours, so
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want
you
to
only
make
started,
a
didn't
quick. Yeah, I don't want to make too much of a judgment. But like
Yeah, exactly.
there's a lot of sort of standard stuff. Like you're going through a cave and there's a door. To open the door, you have to put something on like a weighted button.
Yeah.
And then you have to like
Yeah, you like carry a bloke around with you, don't you?
yeah, you do.
Yeah, I've seen that's what I saw in the art.
Your mate Gredo,
He looks like Luigi.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's a mechanic. He's actually your main form of fighting because he holds a gun. So you fly around holding him, and he shoots at enemies.
Transporting violence. Jeez.
Basically, yeah. I mean, you control, but
You play as the Owlboy, right?
yeah, you play as the
Yeah.
Owlboy who is like completely mute.
His name is Otis, isn't it?
Otis, yeah.
Otis the Owlboy.
That's such a good name for an Owlboy. When I read that, I was like, they nailed that. You don't get a much better name than that. So yeah, how long is it? Do you reckon that game?
How long?
Yeah,
I'm not
probably
sure.
Pretty long, right?
I've been playing it for, I mean, they've been building it for like 7 years, so.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
it's
Like, it must be
8
like.
hours of game, 8 years of gameplay. Or something. 8 hours. That's it. Yeah.
You're just checking it out for bugs with a playthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I've been playing it for like 2.5 hours, and I feel like I'm maybe not even scratching the surface. There's a lot of unanswered questions, but I mean, whether you'll get to the end and he suddenly goes, they all just woke up and it was a dream. We're yet to find out, but
Or maybe it ends and they're just like, we're just going to start the whole thing again.
oh, yeah,
Which is a good segue into the next piece of news,
all the way to the center.
which is about No Man's Sky,
No
everyone's
Man's Sky.
favourite game. The most favourite game at Last Life Club, I'd say, probably.
Absolutely.
So basically, the story that I've picked is about the tweet that was sent out by a No Man's Sky disgruntled employee. It just said, "No Man's Sky was a mistake."
Call it how you see it, blind.
Jeez.
just absolutely brilliant. Like, I don't know what must have gone down at their little office for them to say that. But I mean, the whole hysteria surrounding No Man's Sky has just been like absolutely amazing. Like, I can't even believe that this is real life that we live in. Did any of you guys see the other day the guy taking pictures through the windows at their office?
No? What was that?
So a guy went to the office, wherever it is that they're saying, it's in England somewhere, and
Yeah.
he was like taking pictures through the window, like no one's been here for days. Like Sean Murray has run away with the money, and then like some other guy found a picture on Google Street View of a guy walking along with a bag, and they were like, "This is Sean Murray," as like a joke. And then like half people were like, "Oh my god, he's running away with money!" Like it was
He's literally bagged up the money and running away.
completely insane. Like, I've never seen anything like it. Like I wrote a little bit about the attackers versus supporters for this game. Like a lot of people were both sides in denial about the game because they either wanted to blindly love it or blindly hate it. I've just never seen anything like it. That absolutely exploded on Reddit, NeoGAF, all cool places basically. It just went off.
Yeah. I'm still subscribed to the subreddit. I've stopped playing the game, and I hate the company and the game sort of with a passion that I don't think can be described solely through the medium of podcasting. I still follow subreddit because the amount of drama that comes out of it still now it's incredible and ridiculous. It's like people just have not let go of. They're still sat there hoping that somewhere there is more content that is yet to be found in the game.
Yeah, it's not happening, is it?
It's ridiculous.
But one thing that
Sorry, I was going to say, just didn't after all those tweets come out, didn't basically they stopped tweeting for months. They stopped.
yeah,
any sort of
radio
tweeting.
silence.
And then suddenly, just everyone came out of the woodwork and started tweeting, sort of mentioning how it was all just that they were hacked, that they're actually fine, they're enjoying it, and they're getting back to work now. I mean, whether that's like a cover up or that it was legit, I don't know. But
to be fair though, if anyone was going to get hacked, it probably would be a company like that. That's
Yeah.
disappointed so many people across like, you know, big internet nerd communities. They'd probably get together and try and take them out.
One thing that did come from it all was, do you remember they had all that thing about advertisers looking into them using those fake kind of bull shots kind of thing?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently Steam now, they don't want to have any more touched up kind of shots, no more bull shots. They actually have to reflect kind of gameplay. So that was
right.
one thing inadvertently out of various poo storm that came out of it. Now they've got to use like realistic images now, which is a good thing for all. Like, I don't know who's browsing through the Steam store trying to get through that non-curated mess, but
How are they going to prove that? Like,
well,
oh
it's
yeah,
so-
this one, it looks this good on my computer, so it's a real shot.
Yeah, but either way, it's a step in the right direction. Yeah.
Oh, it is a step. It's definitely a step in the right direction.
at least
Yeah, I think it.
not in
go-
the game at all.
Sorry, go on, Chris. Go
I
on.
was going to say, at least you can't have shots that just don't even exist in the game. Like,
Yeah.
3 of the trailers and the rest of the screenshots were on the No Man's Sky Steam page.
Yeah, I mean, when they first showed those trailers and that, I was kind of like, this isn't actually going to happen. And then I sort of was like, I was fine with it because I was like, well, games change over time. But then it just like trotted them all out again and again and again, and it was kind of like, come on, guys, we've seen the gameplay now.
Yeah, I mean, ever since Killzone 2, I've never trusted a game trailer the same way.
Oh god, was that the one with the like a guy got shot and like fell off something, and they were like analysing it like, there's no way this could be an in-game
Oh, yeah.
animation.
It was done to like perceived expectations as opposed to the real one. But I don't know why, but that vividly sticks out in my head. And I quite like Killzone. I don't mind it, you know. But I don't like Rico. But that just trailer, man, it was just like, ever since then, you just like, you knew that it happened, but it was so blatant. And now see No Man's Sky using like images from the E3 trailer years back. It's just like, yeah, par for the course. But
Yeah.
I'm glad they're kind of moving that stuff a bit away from the promo images on Steam, so you can actually get an idea of what you're getting from the page.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely isn't the first time that this has happened though.
Oh no, it won't be the last, but
No, like, I think as far back as I can remember, the worst ones that I can remember are usually Ubisoft. Are pretty bad for it. Like,
yeah,
they
I mean,
would
the Watch
like,
Dogs trailer, yeah.
yeah, even like sometimes I think earlier than that we'd have like Unity, and they was just bring it out and it's just absolutely riddled with bugs, like borderline unplayable, crap frame rate. But obviously in the trailers everything's like, I mean, you wouldn't put that in a trailer, to be fair. They should have just finished the game, because you wouldn't make a trailer out of a game that didn't even run properly. They just finished the game. That probably would have been a lot better. But I think it must be disappointment of the year, maybe even disappointment in the generation. I mean, I was never going to buy it, but I could feel the disappointment of everyone else. Like Chris bought it, name and shame him. Chris
Oh,
bought
yeah,
it. It was very.
I bought it. I didn't pre-order it. I bought it after it came out, and everyone started playing it. I was like, I double dutched myself. It was entirely my
Do
own
you
fault.
live under a rock, Chris? Like,
I was like, mate, I was well on the side of denial for the longest time, basically.
Yeah, I mean, when it gets to such a huge like fever pitch, you kind of think, well, they got to be making a meal out of this. There's no way it can be that bad.
well, you know, I had it pre-ordered because I'm a pre-order whore. But when they announced the delay, I had the collector's edition pre-orders, you know, with the steelbook and the nice little picture cards that turns out aren't in the game. So,
Another game.
but yeah, nobody's just like, I didn't even play it, and I'm like bitter about it. But yeah, as soon as they announced the delay, I was like, oh no, don't think this is going to be good news for anyone, because they basically didn't they come under fire for not having a story, and then they said, oh, we're not going to release it for another month, and that was like a week before the release date or something.
I mean,
Just
that's
knocked a story up in like a.
Yeah,
like they came up with that vague idea of like get to the center of the universe. Yeah.
yeah, which was meant to be spectacular, and then turns out it doesn't exist. I don't know.
It just turns out when you get to the centre of the universe, you just start the game again, which is
Wow.
a
Oh,
nice
fab.
shallow mess of trudging over bland.
Spoilers, by the way. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler
I mean,
alert.
didn't like Sean Murray say something like, he was like, well, when you get to the centre of the universe, it's only something that can be done in a game. or something like that.
Sean Murray
He
voice.
hyped it up. That was Sean Murray's voice, yeah. He like hyped it up to be
Bond
like,
villain.
Sean Murray voice.
when he is, he's like stroking a cat, like so his chair's facing the wrong way.
I'm expecting you.
Just before it was coming out, that dude spent like $1,200 getting a copy that had been nabbed off the back of a van or something.
Nice.
And he was playing it and showing people it, and then Sean Murray tweeted out,
Please don't.
basically, yeah, he was like, what we have in store for you at the center of the universe is something incredible. Please don't spoil yourself. You're like, it's just more of the game, and the game.
I'd love to get that guy on. We should get him on as a guest.
Mate, there's
The guy that bought the game for $1.50.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
I'd love to talk to him.
Apparently, he makes a hobby out of it. Like that is his life. He just buys games dirt early and leaks a bunch of details about them.
Well, it sounds more like his job then. Because he must, if he does it on like Twitch or whatever, I guess he's got ads or.
I'm not sure.
Subscriptions
I'll be honest
or
with you, I'm
whatever.
not 100% sure. When I saw it on Twitch, it didn't have any ads and it got shut down after like a day. So.
Oh damn. Well, we'll get him on the podcast. So we'll offer him a $5 then, maybe.
Yeah.
So put that towards your next big leak, mate. Right. Okay. Is there actually any other news anyone wants to talk about?
Well, I mean, I've got one thing, I guess.
Go on.
Go for it.
Gary might have seen this actually. The Sombra leak on the Blizzard store. Somebody has it's BlizzCon this weekend, and everybody's expecting Sombra to be announced, and like I'm buzzing for it. Ollie's not a big Blizzard fan, are you, Ollie?
Well, I don't hate them. I just don't have any.
Yeah, you finished Diablo 3, so.
Yeah, I did. I remember. I did finish that. Yeah.
I don't know about Chris. Chris has played a couple of them.
Yeah, no, I quite like him. Yeah, I've played Overwatch as well, and I'm excited.
Which is nice. But yeah, Sombra artwork's been accidentally, they say accidentally in inverted commas, leaked on the Blizzard store, and she looks exactly like the already leaked images. Which is, super exciting. But that's about it, really. There's not much on there.
Isn't there also on Blizzard the Necromancer?
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole load of potential stuff that could be coming, and I know that me and Tess are thinking about writing a kind of like post about this, just with predictions. But yeah, I mean, it's the 25th anniversary of Diablo. Surely there's got to be some Diablo stuff coming. Sombra, obviously, that ARG was infuriating, but you could get some closure on that.
Oh, it went on for so long.
In true Blizzard fashion.
Exactly. Soon TM. But yeah, it'd be exciting. Gonna learn some more at the weekend. It's gonna be good stuff.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll leave those predictions then for the post. So I won't go into those. Well, okay, we're going to move on then. We were doing firsts to kind of give ourselves a little background for the podcast listeners. Love you guys. Know you're out there. The first episode, I've struck it off the record. It's still there, but we talked about first online experience. But this time we're going to do the first game you actually bought with your own money. So not a gift or a brothers or sisters, just your actual legitimately owned game. And I would like to start with Chris.
Oh wow, you put me on the spot here. I can barely remember anything before 2008, I'll be honest with you.
Let's start there then.
I mean, that was what was the first game I bought for myself? I mean, if we go way back, it was probably some sort of like shit mobile game. Ooh, some sort of bad
That's
mobile
all right.
game.
Don't worry about me. Carry on.
I have a distinct memory of buying on a really crummy phone, buying a game where you had to raise a virtual panda.
What, like a Nokia phone?
Ooh.
Yeah, one of those sorts of things, and it was pretty garbage. I'll be honest with you, it was absolutely terrible, and I got shouted at for spending my mother's hard-earned credit. So
This wasn't even your phone?
no, well, it was my phone. It's just I didn't pay for it.
Oh, right. How did you get the game on the phone?
Just downloaded it off the internet, mate.
Like WAP.
Yeah.
Hot WAP action, mate.
Hot WAP action.
But
Christ, well, that was like not what I expected you to say at all. I thought you were going to be like, I don't know, Tekken 1 or like some game that we all knew, Ridge
I
Racer,
think
some PS1 game.
game I actually bought with. Actually, post that game I bought with my own money was Pokemon Yellow. Yeah,
Classic.
that's probably the
Nice.
first one I can remember doing because I paid for half of my Game Boy because I saved up my pocket money for a little while.
What half?
Paid for half
Christ,
of
must
that,
take a long time, like a year.
basically, and then my mum paid for the other half, and then forgot to buy it on the day that I asked her to, so I cried for a bit because I was
Typical.
I was like,
That sounds just like your mum.
but then yeah, I remember saving up and I bought Pokemon Yellow and I cherished that game and I played it from head through to foot, and then after completing it like twice, I left it in a hire car in France and I never saw it again.
Oh,
Tragic.
that is sad.
That is really sad.
Right, who wants to go next? Offer yourselves up. Gary.
I don't mind going next. The first game that I bought, and it wasn't a mobile game or a Game Boy game. It was in fact a PS1 game, because like you're thinking the kind of age you'd be is like probably like 10ish, 9ish, 10ish. I think the first game that I got was Gex 3D.
Oh,
Oh.
Mate, it was a good game, and I
It
still
was.
quite liked it. Like, I mean, I like that kind of crystal dynamic stuff, but like it had the classy English voice actor as well, doing all the cheesy lines in it, and it had all the kind of TV humor. And TV was big in the 90s.
it was.
And
Yeah.
man, I just remember enjoying it, and it was like one of the first 3D platformers I enjoyed.
Was that Enter the Gecko, or was that the
Mate,
second one?
Gex 3D Enter the Gecko, mate. Yeah.
It wasn't. Do you remember the one that had
Deep
the
Cover Gecko was the next one.
the one with the Stone Cold Steve Austin cover?
Oh.
Do you remember that one?
I don't know which one that was. The
He's
Enter
like
the Gecko.
standing on the turnbuckle with like the 316 jacket on.
Oh mate, I know that the Enter the Gecko was the James Bond one.
Yeah, I had that one with the really annoying hedge maze level.
Yeah,
With the like
Mate.
hunters running around looking for you with the stupid British accents.
mate. But it had some cool levels like the snowboarding level and stuff like that, and mate, it was and like the Chinatown one and stuff. But yeah, I just remember enjoying that. But like, you know, when you're a kid and you're super like careful with money, you'll go up to Blockbusters and rent a game to like try out before. Like I
Yeah.
tried out the
Blockbuster.
Gex before that. That was like it was like a SNES game that was also ported to PS1, and it was just a side scroller, and it was kind of a bit garbagey. And I was like, how can the Gex 3D be so good, and then Gex the first one be so bad in comparison?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think you might have nostalgia goggles on for that, mate.
mate, I like it. I liked it. All right.
Alright. Fair enough. Tess, guess what?
You're next? No. Mine's really, really embarrassing. I've spent all day thinking about what was the first game I bought myself, and I was like,
Thank you.
Fallout 3.
Thank you for taking this seriously.
That's a healthy amount of obsession. I like it.
I just couldn't remember. I mean, I don't know if I was just lucky and I got bought a lot of games or what, but I think the first ever game I bought myself, and don't judge me for this, was The Sims busting out on PS2.
Yo, Bustin' Out was great, right? So Bustin' Out was like a Sims game that was actually a game.
Yeah, it
I'm alright
was.
with that.
Thanks, Chris. I feel supported.
Generous
feel like-
praise.
But yeah, it was exactly what Chris said. It was like the first Sims game that was actually a game. You had to do stuff and build stuff and not just make people drown in a swimming pool, you know?
Yeah. I had the Game Boy Advance version of that, so I'm
Whoa,
pretty guilty.
what?
Yeah, it was
That's a
terrible.
Game Boy Advance version of Sims busting out.
Yeah, it was like isometric. Like it was really bad. You could ride a little moped, if I remember correctly, or
Yeah, like
scooter, or someone did.
yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, was it your PS2?
It was our PS2.
The family
I've got
PS2,
The family
yeah.
PS2. Yeah. I've played games since we had a PS1 and stuff, but that's the first one I bought. And I've got a younger brother and sister, so it was all of ours. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did that thing too. I mean, we had a SNES and a PS1 that was shared, and it was only the PS2 kind of generation that it kind of split off.
Yeah.
A few years older, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, it's good when you get that first game. You're like, I bought this. This is mine.
Do whatever I want. Trade it in
Still
whenever I
got it,
want.
I think, somewhere. Just-
Dude, you should trade that in, Tess. You should.
yeah, work up, get
It's
all
gonna-
my
it's
50
only
p
gonna-
for it.
It's only going to value, isn't it? So.
Well, yeah.
It could be worth at least like 70 pence by now.
Oh, mate.
Oh, jeez.
Busting out. Love
I
it.
just topped up some DS games for CEX, and it came to £69. So
Just,
Wait,
I can't do
How many did it take to get that amount, though?
literally about 5, because 2 of them were Pokemon. So
Ah, fair enough.
I mean that's kind of
Just-
cheating.
Pokemon Black and Pokemon Black 2 or something.
Oh, man. Black and white was the best generation.
Definitely, man.
Not
Black
bothered me.
too.
Not gonna. They're my girlfriends. She wants to get rid of them. I'm never gonna play them. Let's just get them out the door, mate. Do you know what I mean? 69 quid. Get some Wii U games of that.
Black and Black 2 were those games, and I think I showed you this the other day, Ollie, where they have different difficulties, and it's one of the first Pokemon games that does. But to unlock, so on White 2, to unlock easy, you have to complete the game. So I mean, why would you want to go back through on easy? I don't know. To unlock hard, you have to complete Black 2, but that doesn't mean you can use it. What you have to do is you have to get a friend who has completed one of those 2 and have them transfer the ability to play a different difficulty
Oh,
to
love
your game.
Love it. That is perfect.
Definitely worth it, man.
Getting the difficulty is hard mode in itself. That's where it starts. You have to actually track it down.
So how about you, Ollie? Was your Game Boy Advance version busted out? Was that your first purchase?
Do you know what? I can't remember exactly, but I definitely remember getting Simpsons Hit and Run for the original Xbox.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
game.
Because I had an older brother who is 3 years older than me, and he used to buy like PS1 games. We had like hundreds of those demo discs laying around, so I pretty much always had something to play, so I never really had to buy anything. But then when we got the Xbox, we put our money together, and that was like, we could literally only buy like 1 game for it, because, like 2 or 3 games for it, because, it's a new console. Couldn't play any of the PS1 games on it. So yeah, I got Simpsons. Yeah, unfortunately, I got.
What I like, jeez.
I got so I got Simpsons Hit and Run on the original Xbox. I think that was actually like pretty good first purchase. Like, I'm a big Simpsons fan, so
He is.
That went out all right.
It's true. He's got various shirts with Millhouse related like jokes and stuff.
I do. Yeah, and I played it the other day at my friend's house. It's not that good, but I think as far as first game purchases go, it's all right. Maybe it's just not aged well, but
I mean, it was a family-friendly GTA, which was kind of playable. I mean, that's kind of admirable, but
yeah. But when you ran people over, they just kind of like flopped about on the floor. They didn't die.
just like real life.
Yeah.
I think I romanticised that game a bit. I had it on PS2. And my sister is an evil cow. I don't care if she hears this, but she is.
Hi, that's your sister.
That's fine.
My sister. She fell out with my brother. My brother is 2 years older than her and younger than her, and she's 4 years younger than me. So he must have been like a toddler at this point. So she went downstairs, got whatever game was in the PlayStation out of the PlayStation, which happened to be Hit and Run, put it on the floor, which is a laminate floor, got on her knees and scooted around the floor on it.
Yeah.
So I managed to play, I think, 2 levels of it before it was destroyed, and then she blamed it on my poor brother, and nobody found out until like a year ago, and he's 17 now. So
Still angry as well.
It's been holding that over her head for a long time.
Yeah.
I remember once me and my brother had an argument, and I got his PS1 and I deleted all of the save files.
Oh my gosh, you're a monster.
Literally all of them.
Disgusting.
And he had like Tekken 3, like all the characters. And,
Oh mate, I don't know if we can talk now, man. Jeez.
and then because I used to have a laundry bin in our room, because we shared a room that looked like a dustbin. I then got the PS1 and I threw it in the laundry bin. Put the lid back on, like, as if to make a point, to be like, yeah, look, it's in the bin now. This is I don't think he's ever forgiven me for that. Like Metal Gear Solid 1, Vagrant Story, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8. Oh god,
You've just lost all your
Stories.
readers, all your writers.
Oh my gosh.
I've lost all my writers, my readers, and the listeners.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair though, I was like 7.
No, still not good
I
enough.
don't exactly. Yeah.
I feel like I'm in confessional.
You're not absolved of any of the sin here, though.
Right, okay, I guess we can probably bring the podcast to a close then. I think we're probably at about an hour now. So, yes, does anyone want to pimp their own personal Twitter accounts, etc.?
Well, we did the whole kind of thing of changing them around a bit, so mine's now at LLC Gaz. So there you go.
That's very nice of you. Tess?
Oh, sorry.
That's
I'm still who I was. If any, like I mentioned in a couple of the tweets on the account, I'm LLC Tess now with 2 little joysticks. So yeah.
So is that at got 2 little joysticks in it?
No, it's not. I'm still at Little Miss Happy.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
using that.
That's what you
it's
need
my
to tell
username.
people because
Okay, at Little Miss Happy, all one
there
word.
you go. Yeah.
Because I'm not happy.
No, you're
I'm
Miss Happy.
miserable.
Chris.
I'm just at Christian_guy, but it's Christian with an E, not an A. So like the religion, but with an E, not an A.
Oh, it's very complicated. My Twitter account is bareknuckle18, but I want to change it. So I don't know what to change it to. But for now,
Right
that's what
in,
it is.
listeners. Tweet it.
Yeah.
Like in, or call it memory card deleter or something like that.
Childhood ruiner.
Dustbin monster.
Right, okay, so let's wrap this up. You can find us at lastlifeclub.com on the internet. We're at Last Life Club on Twitter, and we're also facebook.com/LastLifeClub. All the same, exactly as it sounds. Like, there's no excuse.
Boom.
We also do more than the podcast. We post news twice a day, along with other stuff like reviews or opinion pieces, and all the rest of it on our super cool grown-up website that we will tell you. Does anyone have any suggestions for the ending song?
Well, Sim's busting out. If you can get a soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. All right, that's done then. All right, thanks everyone. See you later.
Take care.